Mobile DJs, if you're still wasting time running cables and tape to set up your lighting, I've got something that's going to change your life. This is the brand new Both Lighting Spider Wash, and it's the only wash light on the market that is battery powered, has wireless DMX, and it comes in either black or white. And today I'm going to show you exactly why this light just might be the best investment for your mobile DJ setup. Oh, and if we haven't met before, I am DJ None. I'm a mobile DJ and overall creative person, and for the past 18 years or so, I've specialized in spinning at weddings and private events all across the US. And up to this point, this channel has been a place where I post DJ sets, contest recaps, and the occasional gear review, but moving forward, I'll be posting updated DJ sets, more gear reviews, and more tips related to building your DJ brand. So if you're into that kind of thing, you're in the right place. Oh, and one more thing, full disclosure, Both Lighting is not sponsoring this video, but they did send these spider washes out to me to test and give an honest review. So if you use any of the links in my description, it'll help me grow this channel even more. So let's start with the basics. If you're new to lighting, you might be wondering, what's a wash light and why do I even need it? Well, wash lights are what create an ambiance and an atmosphere at your events. They have a wide spread of light that fills the room with a soft, consistent color. So products like your spider wash lights and uplights do a really nice job with this. They sort of create like an even canvas of color that contrasts really well with effect lights like spots or beams that have more of a narrow focused beam of light. And because a wash light is soft and not harsh, it also can make guests look really good in photos and videos. Many mobile DJs constantly work with photographers and videographers. They'll definitely appreciate this. And you can see in this B-roll footage the difference that having uplights and wash lighting makes in changing the ambiance of the room. So to start, you see the spots kind of going on their own, and it's a nice start. Next, turning on the uplights, and here I'm using the Both Lighting IR4s, another wireless battery powered uplight. It adds a soft spread of color that bounces off the ceiling. But then that final step, turning on the spider washes, it just completely fills the room with that even spread of color so beautifully. Another unique benefit to this light compared to others like it on the market is its ability to transform into sort of an eye candy effect, as you can see here on this auto loop. And that's all thanks to its ability to be pixel mapped when it's placed in 40 channel mode. This looks amazing and it can definitely elevate the dance floor energy at the right moments. Now, before I dive into the features of this spider wash, let me quickly show you what you actually get when you order the 2-unit set, because I think Both Lighting really nailed it with the package. Inside the box, you'll find a nice soft canvas bag that holds both lights, the user manual, 2 spider wash fixtures, and then the front pocket contains 2 power cables for charging and 2 IR remotes. I absolutely love that they chose to include that soft bag when you purchase 2 lights, because let's be honest, if you're a mobile DJ, the portability and protection of your gear investments just to keep it looking clean and pristine is everything. All right, so now let's get into the good stuff. Starting off with the specs on paper, the spider wash is described as a high-powered battery-operated wash with 24 12-watt LEDs with RGBWA and UV capabilities. For its weight, each light is about 14 pounds, so not too bad. And it has a battery that lasts 15 to 20 hours, which is crazy. Built-in wireless DMX and the option to get this light in either a black or a white finish. And it also has multiple control modes built in, and it can be pixel mapped, as mentioned before, for stunning visual effects. This light is truly unique because it's the only wash light on the market that has all of these features. So those are all great specs on paper, but next let's talk about 5 reasons why a DJ should care and how those features will make your life easier in the long run. Reason number 1, this thing is super bright. So like I mentioned before, this has 24 12-watt LED diodes, and it has the same 12-watt diodes that the IR4 uplights have, except it's like having 6 of those all in one. Another thing is that it has 4 levels of brightness that you can actually dial in on the light itself, and you can further control it with DMX. And actually, on full brightness, this light is actually too bright to shoot directly towards the dance floor. But I could see how this could be useful if you were to bounce the light, say, off the ceiling in a large venue space. Reason number 2, this is a completely wireless setup. So the fact that this light is battery powered and it has built-in wireless DMX means you can truly set them up anywhere they can be mounted. And you don't have any kind of worries about running extension cords, throwing away tons of money with long gaff tape runs, or any kind of tripping hazards for guests. So this is truly game changing. Reason number 3, comes in a black or white finish. So both lighting gives you the option of either a black or white light. And this is perfect for the current mobile DJ landscape because when you think about it, many gear companies know that DJs want to craft a cleaner aesthetic and look. And that means that there's a ton of options to get things like DJ booths, speakers, and different lights in either black or white. And the spider washes just fall right into line with that. So this means that they'll fit the look of your DJ setup with ease. I personally use the Max Design Edge L booth, which is white with black tuxedo accents. So these spider washes look fantastic alongside it on these Rockville totems that I also have. Reason number 4, battery life. As mentioned before, one of the biggest selling points for these wash lights is that they're battery powered. Now on paper, they're supposed to provide 20 hours of light on a single color mode and 12 hours on auto mode, which is closer to a real world application. So I decided to put this to the test myself. So to do this, I wanted to do what I like to call a battery stress test. And the aim of this really was to just see just what the longest possible time was that I could get these lights to run for while simulating real world usage. So using the 2 lights that I have on hand, I recorded a time-lapse video using my GoPro camera with both lights set to auto fade 1 at the same exact speed rate. So both of those things were consistent. One light was set to brightness level 1 and the other was set to brightness level 2. Both spider washes were fully charged to start and turned on at the exact same time. And I even had a clock set up on the table right next to the lights so the GoPro could capture the exact moment that the battery of each light died. And well, the results are crazy impressive. At brightness level 2, the spider wash lasted 50.05 hours or 2 days, 2 hours, and 3 minutes. And get this, at brightness level 1, these lights lasted 86.067 hours or 3 days, 14 hours, and 4 minutes. So on paper, these lights were supposed to last between 15 and 20 hours. And as you can see, these lights lasted far beyond the specs on paper. It blew me away that I had to wait 3.5 days for these lights to die. And as I mentioned before, this was meant to be a best case scenario, but all that to say that you'll more than likely have no problem running these lights for 1 or 2 or 3 gigs without having to charge them again. Reason number 5, DMX signal range. So last, I wanted to test the range of the built-in wireless DMX. And to do this, I'm using a Dongle wireless DMX transmitter and a Both Lighting DMX Pro transmitter. So to test this, I started out an auto loop on sound switch and walked away from the booth while carrying the spider wash. All right, so first we're gonna test the dongle to see how far this range is. So we're walking. So after testing the dongle, I went to the other side of my house and it was still connected. It was still rolling with the auto loop. So next, let's try out that Pro transmitter and see how it does. Since the dongle did so well, I'm assuming that this next test with the Pro transmitter will also work very well. All right, so we got that Pro transmitter going. Let's go ahead and test that one. We're walking. So no huge surprise here, but that DMX Pro transmitter also performed flawlessly. So I went to the opposite corner of my house and the auto loop was still rolling, everything was still connected, working perfectly. So one thing I wanted to mention is that not only did I want to test the wireless DMX range of these lights for my personal understanding of how far I could use it in a real world situation, but also because a DJ friend of mine that had purchased the spider washes was having some trouble with his spider wash is disconnecting at a short distance. So he hit me up to see if I was experiencing the same thing. And as you saw in my test, I personally had no issues at all. Now for myself, I keep all my lights and transmitters set to group 4, and that's the royal blue channel. And in my test, after I measured it, I walked about 50 feet away from where the transmitter was set up, and that was with many walls and obstructions in between, and the signal stayed solid. Now something to understand is that most wireless DMX systems use a 2.4 gigahertz signal, and that's the same frequency that most Wi-Fi and Bluetooth uses as well. So depending on your environment and where you are, signal interference definitely can vary, and that especially goes for busy venues or places that use multiple wireless systems. Now in my case, I have over 40 different Wi-Fi devices running in my home. That goes for different smart devices, my phone, my smartwatches, you name it, and I still didn't have any issues. So it's quite possible that the DJ friend that I mentioned might have had some faulty units, but it's just something that I wanted to mention just in case you're experiencing the same thing in your case. And at the end of the day, I'm confident that Both Lighting will continue to refine their quality control and their wireless tech as they continue to grow. But overall, for me, I was impressed with how reliable that range was in my case. So because of the versatility of this light, there's a ton of ways that you can set it up. Most DJs will be setting up these lights on their own stands, whether they're using totems or something like a gravity stand. I personally use the Rockville 8-foot portable totems, and on those you can easily mount them on the top plate with that mounting hole. However, for my deluxe lighting package, the moving spots are usually up top on the top plate. So I had to figure out a way to mount these washes front and center on the totem. I accomplished this with these metal C-clamps that I found on Amazon. They have a 3/8 inch hole on it for mounting gear. So using a 1-inch hex bolt here, a nut and a washer, it works flawlessly to attach the light on the front of the totem, right in the center. Another way you can set this light up is on your speaker stands, and it attaches nicely on these RCF EVOX 12 using a standard O clamp. So because using this method puts the light at more of an eye level, you want to make sure you adjust the brightness settings as well as the angle of the light to make sure that they're not blinding guests. One last kind of experimental way that I thought you can possibly use this light is kind of as a wall washer behind your DJ booth. When controlling it in Sound Switch, you can set it as a secondary fixture to add contrast from the flash and the flare of your primary fixtures, and that just kind of makes your setup pop a bit. Using it this way, you'll lose out on seeing some of those possible eye candy effects, and it could be overkill compared to just simply using some uplights, but it's worth trying different things when you have such a versatile fixture as this. The last point and the last thing that I really love is just how seamlessly these spider washes integrate with Both Lighting's ecosystem. As I said before, I run the IR4 uplights and the BPM spots, and this setup just makes for a fully wireless lighting rig that's professional grade, and it's going to add that beautiful ambiance to the room. And when it's time to dance, it's going to add that energy to the dance floor. And just what is just the cherry on top for me is being able to control all these lights on Sound Switch using Both Lighting's amazing new Diamond 4.0 profile. They really put in the time and attention to detail with every single one of their lights down to the diode, which makes running automated light shows look so much cleaner and crisp and more cohesive. So overall, my final thoughts are, if you're a mobile DJ and you want to round out your lighting arsenal with an amazing wash light that you don't have to worry about plugging a single cable into, then these Both Lighting spider washes are an absolute no-brainer. If you're interested in getting these amazing lights for yourself, go ahead and check the description for all the links. And I've also included links to all the other products I mentioned in this video, just in case you want to check those out for yourself. And be sure to stick around, because in my next video, I'll be reviewing the Both Lighting BPM spots, and I'll be comparing them to my old wired mini movers. It's going to be a good one. See you in the next one.